My oh my, it is so good to be back in front of the camera and attempting to make a video. I've been sick the last couple of weeks and honestly, I'm still not 100%. You can probably hear it in my voice at least a little bit, but the show must go on, right? So I need to get some content out. Now, thank God this is not my full-time job, but I'm still very passionate about the community I have built here on YouTube. Thank you so much for the support. And honestly, I'm still very passionate about the tech space, about the PC space, and honestly, I'm very interested in the Steam machine. Now, my energy levels are not the greatest, so this video is going to be more of a talking head video. I just want to talk to the camera, talk to you. There will be a little bit of editing because I just can't upload a video without editing. But for the most part, feel free to minimize this video, listen to it in the background, and maybe jump in the comments at the end and let me know some of your thoughts. And if you enjoy this style, then let me know because I'll consider doing more videos like this and just talking to you like we're chilling and hanging in person, okay? But if you prefer more of the polished approach, let me know about that as well. Anyway, the Steam machine, let's talk about it. So the title says it all. I think the Steam machine has a ton of potential. Now, what I mean by that is I think if priced correctly, the Steam machine could go on to sell millions of units and potentially revolutionize the gaming industry. However, it all comes down to price. Every bit of it comes down to price, but there is so much more to talk about outside of pricing, right? Because I feel like there are some people out there who are just determined to hate on this thing no matter what. The price point could be great and they're still going to complain about the specifications. I've already seen a lot of that and I want to address all of that. So first and foremost, I'm going to be honest. I think the Steam machine needs to be $500 or at least I think they need to have a model or a version of it that is $500. They can offer more expensive models that have different features or more storage options or whatever, but I do think there needs to be at least one model available coming in at the $500 price point. If they have that, then I do think the Steam machine has a solid foundation to build on. However, if the cheapest model is coming in at $700, $800, $900, then I think this thing is dead on arrival. I really do. This is all about price at this point. Cost of living is really bad right now. And frankly, it's been bad for quite some time. And unfortunately, people are actually losing their jobs due to AI. And speaking of AI, there is so much talk and so much interest in AI right now. Data centers are going up left and right that now we have a massive demand for RAM. And the demand is so high, it greatly outpaces the supply that we have, therefore making, RAM prices skyrocket and way more expensive than what they should be. So now that makes PC building far more expensive than what it should be. And therefore that means it is now less interesting and less of an option for most people out there. There is a massive gap in the market. There is not a clean and easy and straightforward solution for somebody to come in and have all the benefits of PC gaming with all the convenience of console gaming. That does not currently exist. You have to pick one or the other. You can go console, which is easy, plug and play. You don't have to build anything. You just power on the console and start playing your games. However, unfortunately, we are 5 years into this generation. The PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X both came out in 2020. We're now in 2025. You would expect to see these things cheaper than ever before. Walk into Best Buy and pick them up for $250, $300 and get 2 games with it for Black Friday. That's what you would expect to see at this point. Unfortunately, the consoles are now more expensive than ever. That freaking sucks. And then on top of that, Game Pass is now more expensive than ever before as well. So the value proposition of that is no longer what it used to be. And of course, on console, you're still having to pay extra to play online, which I'm sorry, that's stupid, okay? I know you have console people out there who want to defend that. Guys, look, there's no defending it, okay? I'm totally fine if you want to pay for other benefits, but simply paying to play your games online is stupid. It's a ripoff, okay? So that leads you over to the PC side, right? Now on PC, you don't have to pay to play online. You have access to all the Steam games, which are many, many games that do not exist on console, but then you also have all the emulation benefits, plus you also have access to Game Pass if you want to pay for it, plus you also have access to Xbox games now and PlayStation games now. There are so many benefits on the PC side of things. With that being said though, building a PC has its own challenges and complexities. I don't view building a PC as complex, but not everybody knows how to do it. And frankly, most people don't want to know how to do it. They don't care. They want to go to work. They want to do their job and they want to come home and play a video game. And that's it. That's all they want to do. Most people want to hit power and simply play the game. They don't want to think about Windows updates and driver updates and how to build this and connect that. They're just not interested in that. You and I might be interested in it because I'm a tech channel and you're watching a tech channel, but the average person out there, the person who doesn't even know that I exist on YouTube, they don't care, dude. They just want to play video games. And then on top of that, hardware is constantly increasing and becoming more of a problem. We've had so many issues with GPUs over the last 4 to 5 years. Now we're having issues with RAM. It's just like, dude, can we catch a freaking break, right? So there is a massive gap in the market, which gives Valve a massive opportunity. There is not a simple, clean solution for somebody to come in and have all the benefits of PC and all the convenience of console. That does not exist. The Steam Machine offers that. And that is why everybody is talking about the Steam Machine online. Every tech YouTuber is talking about it. Every gaming YouTuber is talking about it. It's all over X. It's all over Reddit. Most people see the benefits of this machine. They understand the gap that it is filling. You are able to have all the benefits of PC gaming with all the convenience of console gaming, but it has to be priced correctly. Now, just for a moment, let's pretend that in a far off fantasy land, Valve actually makes the Steam Machine $500. What does that mean? Well, one, you're still going to have people complaining about it because no price will ever satisfy everybody. Two, people will then proceed to complain about the specifications because they're already complaining about the specs. We're going to talk about that. But three, this thing will go on to sell millions, and I mean millions. And if you think I'm wrong, let's talk about the specs and compare it to what happened with the Steam Deck. A lot of people want to look at the Steam Machine and say it's underpowered. 8 gigabytes of VRAM on the GPU is not enough, and 16 gigabytes of normal RAM is also not enough. But if you compare that to the Steam hardware survey, you will see that for spec for spec, the Steam Machine pretty much matches what the average person is already using in their PC. So from that standpoint, you can't say no one's using that hardware because most people are actually using the hardware. And according to Steam, or according to Valve, I should say, they claim that even for a lot of PC users or a lot of PC gamers, the Steam Machine, believe it or not, is actually an upgrade for them from their current PC that they're using to play whatever game they're playing, right? That statement aside, if you just look at the Steam hardware survey, you can see clear as day, spec for spec, they're matching what the average person is using. And I even left a comment on a Twitter post or an X post about this, and it got thousands of views and likes and people responding to it because people agree. Yeah, it's hard to complain about the specs of the Steam Machine when it's matching what most people are using according to the Steam hardware survey. But let's assume none of that matters. Let's assume that the Steam hardware survey doesn't exist, or nobody cares about it. Well, take a look at the Steam Deck. I have one and I use it, and it's really great for retro games and emulation and stuff like that. But the moment you want to even try to remotely touch a modern new title that just came out this year, unless it's like an indie game or a 2D side scroller or something, for the most part, it's not going to run that game that well. It's just not. The Steam Deck is at this point, and I hate to upset people, and I know I probably will, it's a very weak machine. But let me ask you something. Does it matter? No, it doesn't. The Steam Deck has been incredibly successful for Valve, and it has gone on to sell millions of units. And you know why? Because people pay attention to the fact that it is a $399 device that allows you to play tons and tons and tons of games in a variety of situations. You can sit on your couch, lay on your bed and play the game. You can be in the car and play the game. You can take it with you on the go. You can dock it to your TV. It doesn't matter. You can play all of these games for $399. And that is what people pay attention to. And that is what they see, because the average gamer out there is not looking at specs. They don't care about specs. They can't even tell you what RAM is or what VRAM is or what a GPU is or what a CPU does. They have no freaking clue what any of that stuff means. All they know is, oh, wow, I can pay this price and play these games. That is what people are paying attention to, and that is what they're responding to. And you can see that in the market. And on top of all of that, there have been YouTube channels that have only existed since the Steam Deck came out. And that is all they talk about, is the Steam Deck and all things related to Valve and Steam and SteamOS and the Steam Deck. And that's all they talk about. That's all they talk about. And those channels have gone on to blow way past me. And, here I am talking about, all the latest and greatest GPUs and CPUs and motherboards and all of that stuff. And they're just talking about one little underpowered device. And yet they are very successful. What I'm saying with all of this is that there is a massive amount of interest in the Steam Deck, in spite of the hardware or lack thereof inside of it. People are very interested in the Steam Deck. There is a strong passion around the Steam Deck. And all of that will translate one-to-one with the Steam Machine, because now the Steam Machine is still coming from Valve. The Steam Machine is still running SteamOS. The Steam Machine is now more powerful than the Steam Deck and allows you to, play all the same games, but with better resolution and better graphics and better frame rate on your TV in a console-like form factor. So look, the interest in the Steam Machine is definitely there, and there is a massive opportunity here for Valve. There is so much potential in the Steam Machine. Now, my plans with the Steam Machine, number one, I plan on buying it to review it and use it here on the channel, probably regardless of the price. I mean, if it's over $1,000, and I'm probably gonna have to say no thank you, but pretty much anything below that, at some point, I should be able to find a way to justify the cost for the channel. But my channel aside, my reviews aside, whatever, I want to see this thing succeed in the marketplace, because think about this for a second. If the Steam Machine comes out at $500, I'm telling you right now, it's going to sell millions of units. And when it sells millions of units, that is going to revolutionize the gaming industry. And here's why. Because now, instead of people buying the Switch 2 or buying the PlayStation 5 or the Series X or whatever, they're now going to strongly consider buying the Steam Machine. And not everybody will, and some people will buy both, okay? But there will be people out there who prioritize the Steam Machine over anything else. And now think about what that means for the market. For the console manufacturers that might still actually care about how many units they sell, they're going to pay attention to, oh crap, we now just sold less units than expected after, the Steam Machine came out. And also, who knows, maybe this is just me being naive, but it could potentially have a positive impact on the PC DIY market, right? Because now, instead of people rushing out to buy all the different components to build a top-of-the-line gaming PC or even a budget-friendly gaming PC or any type of gaming PC, they might just say, you know what? It's easier, simpler, cheaper, just to buy a Steam Machine. And a lot of my friends have a Steam Machine, and tech reviewers have given it a great review and blah, 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 right? So it could have a potential positive impact on all the markets. We could see console prices drop. We could see console manufacturers release, a newer box that is cheaper and more in line with the Steam Machine. We could see PC DIY components come down in price. We just don't know what the impact could be. Now, I'm not dumb. I understand that, you got to follow the money, and greed kind of rules everything these days. I get that entirely, but winning cures everything. And if Valve comes into the market at the right price point and goes on to sell millions of units, you cannot tell me that won't have a positive impact on the market because of all the competition losing and wanting to catch up to Valve. And then that means better things for consumers. And that's my goal. And that's really what I hope to see with this thing. In terms of, the performance and the specs and all of that, the one thing I'll say is that I'm grateful that Valve is at least honest with this, right? They're telling you up front, hey, we're targeting 4K 60, but you're going to have to use FSR. They're not trying to tell you that, hey, this is going to be, 4K 120, 4K 144 hertz, 8K, all this other crap. They're being pretty honest with you and saying, look, this is what we're targeting, right? And yes, that does mean that you're probably going to have to use FSR performance instead of FSR quality, right? And maybe that even means on some games you're going to have to use frame generation, on the AMD side of things. So that is a little bit unfortunate. But again, I go back to what I've been saying this whole video. The average consumer, the average gamer simply does not give a crap. They do not care. They don't even know what half this stuff means. They just want to turn the game on and play. And you know what? Just like the Steam Deck, just how you have Steam Deck verified games, you will have Steam Machine verified games. And just like the Steam Deck has dedicated presets, like in Cyberpunk, there is a dedicated Steam Deck preset there. You just set it to Steam Deck, hit save, and start playing the game, and it runs totally fine on the Steam Deck. I guarantee you will see the exact same thing on the Steam Machine. There is so much upside here, so much potential, but price is key. Valve, please make the right decision. Like the video, share the video. Maybe somebody from Valve will see it. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about all this. Get subscribed if you want more content like this. And until next time, E-Rock out.